All right, well, so welcome back. And as promised, we are going to be continuing our discussion on the RIC's proposed increases in electricity rates. On the line at this time, we do have Jonathan Bowen, the Executive Trustee of the Oil Fields Workers Trade Union. Mr. Bowen, good morning.
Hi, good morning, Marlon.
Mr. Bowen, what are the concerns of the OWTU as it relates to these proposed rate increases?
The concerns with the OWTU is that we strongly oppose any rate increase to residential customers at this time, because we believe that the effects of this increase has the potential to adversely affect working class citizens. The problem here is that in our research, right, we would have listened to the coverage of the general manager in T&TEC when he presented evidence to the Joint Select Committee in 2021. Right, the manager would have given evidence based on tariff revenue and also on expenditure within the organization, and would have stated that the aim of the organization would be to either shift tariff revenue or to shift expenditure. And the thing about it is that when looking at the T&TEC rate review that is presented by the RIC, what we have realized is that there are no concessions being made with regards to the expenditure in the organization. And if it is the organization is aiming towards operating in a more efficient manner, then there needs to be some sort of concession with regards to that. And our campaign basically is around the discussions of T&TEC having been owed $1.6 billion in receivables from the state. It is also concerned with that the fact that T&TEC pays for electricity that it cannot use and does not want. And we also are concerned with the fact that T&TEC was established for development and not profit.
Mm-hmm. Well, immediately the T&TEC has said that it has to pay its bills, and that's one of the main reasons why these rate increases are being proposed.
Understandably, and going back to the Joint Select Committee, what the general manager would have presented to the committee itself was the fact that at the time, right, the average cost for tariff revenue was at a unit cost of 37 cents per kilowatt hour. And the general manager would have also stated that at the time, expenditure was at an average cost of 48 cents per kilowatt hour. And that margin of loss that was identified by the general manager, he would have claimed that this is due to the $1.1 billion in costs that T&TEC owes to NGC on an annual basis. And what he would have indicated is that T&TEC needs to be able to meet that cost, because at the point in time, T&TEC still was able to meet all of its costs in terms of operations, capital expenditure, and certain investment in development at a revenue of $3.2 billion.
All right, Mr.
So
Bowen.
basically, the commission.
Yeah, I was now going to tell you, I think that we're losing your video there. If you can just tilt down a little bit again so that, yes, good. Yeah,
That's
down
good.
again. Yeah. Tilt up. All right. Just remember, this is live TV, folks, all right? So we do have these problems sometimes. So I suspect what you are proposing, sir, and what your union is proposing is really a restructuring of the way that T&TEC does business instead of these proposed rate increases.
Indeed, a restructuring, because the thing about it is that, as I have stated, the commission at the time indicated that it was looking for 11 cents, basically, right? And with this rate review, what we have found is that the RIC would have projected certain revenue over the next 5 years, right? At an average revenue of $5.3 billion. And the thing about it is that if you were to minus that $4.2 billion from the $5.2 billion from the $5.3 billion that the RIC is proposing, you would find that T&TEC is going to be able to pay NGC the exact amount that it is owed on the deficit, right? But there's still a figure in there that is causing a bit of fuzziness for the union, because the union believes that at this time the organization should not be pursuing a profit maximizing position. And when you look at the model, you find that with every 1 cent in the average total cost increase to T&TEC, you find that T&TEC is going to get $100 million. And the difference between 37 cents, right? The difference between 37 cents and the amount that is being projected by the RIC adds up to a total of 24 cents, or a 64% increase in the cost of electricity. And the union is saying that at this point in time, that increase in the cost of electricity is not necessary, because it's going to create effects to the public or the working class that would be very onerous and disadvantageous to them.
Mr. Bowen, thank you very much for speaking with us this morning.
Thank you.
All right, in spite of the technical problems, but again, that's live television, folks. All right, so we are going to a very short break. We'll be right back.
I teach him every corner he could pass any test. I drop him off the